The doctor is here, and he's not going to stitch up your wounds. He's going to cause your wounds. Sad Tomato, one of my least favorite items, is very, very good on Doctor, with that being doubled. I think we're in a really good spot here to absolutely dumpster these bosses. The Doctor is here, and he's putting you on the operating table. Good morning, good evening, and of course, good afternoon. Today, we're going to play one of the, I believe, strongest characters. Yes, I'm being serious. One of the strongest potatoes in Doctor, as well as one of my personal favorites. This potato allows us to fill all our Dr. Gregory House, all our Doogie Howser, or maybe if you're a fan of Star Trek, even all our Leonard McCoy fantasies, as we play one of the most powerful and one of the most consistent potatoes in Brotato, the Doctor. My friends, yes indeed, the Doctor is in. Early on, do not love any of these. I am happy with a little bit of crit. However, as we'll go ahead and focus on scissors as we get our build started here today, and we'll go and pick up the scissors and the glasses as we begin the next wave. Now, Doctor gets the notable bonus of getting plus 200% attack speed with all medical weapons. However, they do get a flat negative 100% attack speed with all weapons, meaning that with our medical weapons, we get 100% attack speed, which is actually a really, really big bonus at the start. It also really points this character into only playing with medical weapons, which are essentially the medical gun, the medical saw, as well as the scissors. And I do think scissors are by far and away the best way to play this character. And I do really like that steroids there early on. And we'll go ahead and reroll one more time here. And I guess take a bit of percent damage, even though I don't really love it. I do think a little bit of range is quite good with precise weapons. And so we'll go ahead and pick up that glasses just to give us a little bit more attack. Now, Doctor notably starts with 5 HP regen, and all HP regen is doubled. However, that doesn't mean we get twice as much HP regen. It just means the HP regen we have is twice as effective, and it's important to understand that as we look at what works on our character sheet. Now, however, Doctor does get a relatively large penalty to armor, meaning all our armor bonuses are reduced by 50%, which is, something to be aware of, meaning the HP regen is a little bit better than normal. In addition, things like dodge are often a little bit better on this character with that armor penalty. Do love an early coupon. We'll see if we can find something a little bit better, like 10 harvesting, which I'm really, really happy with. We'll go ahead and pick up an insanity. And again, I am at this point looking to get our scissors online. We do not see it, so we'll go ahead and pick up a gentle. And again, we're kind of off to a slow start here, but we shall persevere and see if we can turn around. Really, really happy with the gentle alien, the insanity, as well as the coupon there. I do think we'll be able to get this thing online, even though we're off to a pretty slow start. Obviously, I don't like going into wave 4 with 4 weapons. We should be at 6 here. However, I do think Doctor has enough sort of ways to turn it around, especially with that increased attack speed, meaning even though we only have 4 weapons compared to a regular character, we're much closer to 6 than we normally would be. Even if scissors are relatively lackluster in terms of damage, they have a lot of other things that really do benefit them. As we'll go ahead and try to take out this tree, are unable to. Do love a hedgehog for free, even though we do get twice the penalty there. We'll go and take a little bit more HP regen, as well as a little bit more attack speed being offered to us at a blue rarity. We're going to pick up another scissors, as well as another scissors, finally putting us at 6. I do really like a claw tree, as I do think scissors being precise do benefit with that bonus quite a bit. Now, notably, scissors have both the medical as well as precise tag, meaning we do get a relatively nice 5 HP regen, as well as 5 on our starting character, which means, off bat, we're at a pretty good HP regen considering all our effects are doubled. Notably, that precise tag does give us plus 15% crit, and I do think precise is one of the better tags in the game, especially with the recent patches, which gave us a lot more reasons to go into crit. So things like tentacles are very, very good on Doctor. Now, this character starts off with a lot of healing, and is a character that I think is fun to play because most characters, we tend to focus on things like lifesteal or tentacles or things like that. So I do kind of like playing Doctor every now and again because it is sort of fun to experiment a little bit more with HP regen, which we'll go ahead and take some here. Again, that 3 is only reflected as 3 on our HP regen sheet. However, it is doubled here with Doctor, and that's how that interaction works. With 30 range, I do like a blindfold. Again, I do like dodge a little bit more on this character than I do on some others. And with 4 melee damage, I am happy with a Peaceful Bee as well as a bag, even though that does put us at -1 speed, which is something that we will want to change when we can. Now, like I said, I do like a little bit of range here. Precise weapons are relatively strong in Brotato. However, we do like a little bit of range ordinarily with that, in order just to give us a little bit more flexibility in our attack patterns, in order to, just give us a little bit of range so we can hit more enemies more easily. And with that, we will be off to the races here, as our Doctor has 6 weapons and is ready to go, even though we do want to get this upgraded quite a bit. But again, if built correctly, Doctor becomes an absolutely elite killing machine that is not only very, very strong in killing elites and bosses, but is relatively durable as well. And I do think this is one of the most consistent characters to clear D5 with, as well as, again, like I said at the start, one of my personal favorites, The doctor is here, and he's not going to stitch up your wounds. He's going to cause your wounds, as this doctor has a penchant for injuring aliens. I don't like going to negative luck, but we need speed bad enough where I'm happy with that. Don't really love any of these, and I guess I'll go ahead and take some melee damage to catch us up on damage. And even though armor is reduced by half, that'll put us at 1 armor, which I think is decent. We'll go ahead and take a Lost Duck, which I think will be quite good. I don't really want the Broken Mouth, nor any of these, as we're kind of a rough start here. That said, I do really like another Gentle Alien there, putting more enemies on the map, allowing us to do even more damage as we head here into Wave 7. And we're early enough where I'm happy to pick up that Peacock, giving us a couple of extra levels over the course of the game. Now, we are a little bit low in speed, only at 3, meaning we do want to be somewhat careful here on Wave 7 as we hunt down these eggs in order to stop them from turning into slashers. We do not want those slashers spawning, so we will go ahead and see if we can hunt them down in order to take them out. Again, feeling like we're off to a decent start here, even for weapon rarity is a little bit lower than I may find ideal at this point in the game. But hey, that is why as a roguelite, you do not always get to pick what you have. So sometimes you gotta roll with the punches, which means not always starting off with the absolute best things, but we'll get this one back on track. I can guarantee it. Because if we don't, why would I upload to YouTube, right? I am the master of my own domain. And if you get that Seinfeld reference, I don't mean it necessarily in that way. But here at Wave 7, not an issue in the world, as I will be happy with the spicy sauce, as well as the charcoal, again, getting our melee damage up a little bit. And I am really happy with a little bit more crit. We'll go ahead and pick up that Peacock as well. Love another Gentle Alien, and actually really do like a Mastery and a Tree, giving us some really actually good items. And I do like a blue pair of scissors in order to get us back on track here. Again, with that Mastery, we're already a whopping 14 melee damage, which is quite good. Although the scissors and medical straw are relatively strong weapons, they are not as strong as their non-healing variety, as these scissors do in fact have natural life steal built into them, as we see that 45% life steal on the tool tip. In order to sort of immediately, how do I say this? In order to sort of accommodate that built-in life steal, medical weapons are just a little bit weaker than their non-medical counterparts, meaning things like melee and percent damage are quite good when going in medical weapons in order to sort of make up for the extra healing they do provide us. But between the double sort of regen we get on this character, as well, of course, as the lifesteal built into the weapons, this is a durable potato indeed, and we do not need to really sweat if we do not have any armor, because after all, we can just heal away any damage we take. And I do not even mind playing a little bit more aggressively on this character than I might on others, as I will go ahead and do my best to take out this looter, which we do. And I think we are in a good spot here as we finish Wave 8. Even for free, do not like the white flag and do like the bait as well as the speed. And we will go ahead and take a touch of armor, even though that bonus is in fact halved. I do like upgrading these scissors. I don't love losing crit, but this metal just gives us enough good stuff where I'm happy with it. And I do like getting our range up just a little bit. Somewhat tempted by the leather vest. And I will go ahead and take an alien worm, again, with the HP regen being doubled. I'm a little bit happier to see items like that on this potato than I might be on some of the others. Now, as a reminder, we do have that bait on the docket ready to go, and we did in fact take the bait. That said, we have so much regen, I do not really care about that, as we're able to dispatch those lampreys that spawn from the bait with no issues. We head here into Wave 9, feeling nice and good about things. Really have a competitive kit together here, other than, of course, our weapon tier, which does feel a little low for the moment. However, with those 2 Gentle Aliens, we'll be in a good spot to get back on track, as we are in a good spot, I think, here to deal with those extra enemies and get a little bit more extra materials. As you can see, taking a little bit of damage, but it is okay. We have 14 HP regen that is doubled, and we will just heal any damage. We do in fact take a steamroll in here through Wave 9, no issues in the world. We're gonna go ahead and prioritize those trees. As again, we're getting a solid amount of materials here, so feeling quite good about where this is at the start. I do see that tree spawning in the edge of the map. However, I'm going to focus on taking out some more enemies for some more guaranteed money here as we wrap up Wave 9. We're not going range, so energy bracelet is just essentially 4 crit, so I'll be happy to take that. Do not want that much range, and we'll go ahead and take a little bit more melee damage, as well as a little bit more speed. And you can see all these sort of upgrades we get there from that Peacock. I do think Bowler Hat gives us enough luck as well as harvesting at this point to make it worth picking up, even if it does affect us in some other ways. And yes, my friends, we finally get to show this item off. Sad Tomato, one of my least favorite items, is very good on Doctor, with that being doubled. So we're going to be a healing boy. That is right. And I do like a fin as well. We'll take a touch of range. So after that, we're going to have all our healing taken care of. You can see that +2 pinging nice and quickly there on Doctor. And we do have a couple of epic scissors here. But again, that's kind of why I like playing Doctor, is we get to take things like Sad Tomato, which are not really my favorite items and items I typically avoid in Brotato, and really sort of turn them into good items. Stuff like medical kit with the HP regen being doubled makes me quite happy. That's it. From this point on, really going to be focusing on damage, as we're actually at a pretty darn good 5 armor for Doctor, which would be equivalent to about 10 on a normal potato. Because of this character's limited penchant for armor, with that being halved, I do think dodge is a little bit better on Doctor than it might be on other characters, which is something to keep in mind, as if we don't have as much armor, getting a little bit more dodge and giving our HP regen a little bit more time to kick in, I do think is a relatively good thing, and something I do want to keep in mind. That said, obviously would love something like a hunting trophy or community support at this point in the game. However, I don't think we are in desperate need for either, as we'll go ahead and keep sailing along here on wave 10. Feeling pretty good about where this one is headed. Do love a free riposte, and I love me some 8 melee damage. Let's keep that cranking. I'll go ahead and take a Finn with a really good sort of set of stats there. Some really good items here, which make me quite happy. We'll go ahead and upgrade our scissors here. Now at 4 epic, which is much better, as well as a ritual and a mastery. Apologies as I itch my nose there. And I think our armor is just fine, as we're going to be heading into a wave 12 elite, and our +2 HP regen, with that being doubled, does in fact heal us up to full almost instantly as the wave starts. So I think we'll be in a really good spot here. We do have an elite on wave 12. I think we'll be able to take that elite out without too much of an issue at all. And again, really happy to get those weapon upgrades there, as that did feel like the couple of things that were slowing us down. Now, notably did get that ritual as well, so we do have not only good HP regen, but very good attack speed. So our health is maybe a touch lower than it normally is on Doctor, but we actually have much more armor than we normally do. So I think we'll be a really good spot to take this elite out and go ahead and showcase a solid kill here. So I'm quite excited to show that. And also really happy for the mastery, giving us a whopping 6 melee damage, even though notably, the scissors don't have necessarily amazing melee scaling. They do have 80%, which is, I believe, better than they used to be. I think it used to be 50%. But anyway, at this point, they are solid melee scaling items, even though they don't have 100% melee scaling. Still a relatively powerful item. That said, maybe we'll find a medical saw or two and really take this thing to the next level. That said, long hair, don't care. The Doctor is here everywhere, or something like that. Normally don't like mushroom, but hey, you know what? HP regen's doubled, so we will take it and do like a free recycling machine. I think dodge could be pretty good here, but we'll go ahead and take the melee damage, get that as high as possible, and we'll keep grabbing some melee damage. Happy for scissors just to keep upgrading those. Really do like an insanity. Again, I think there's enough sort of time left in the game to get some value out of that bowler hat. And of course, we will keep upgrading those scissors, as we're now at fully epic scissors, which makes me quite happy. I got one thing to say, Wave 12 Elite. The Doctor is here, and he's putting you on the operating table. Butcher versus the Doctor. Which profession shall win? We shall see. Who has been studying harder, the Butcher in cutting meats or the Doctor in cutting aliens? I do think, my friends, the Doctor is going to win this round, as we get a relatively good 12 or 13 second elite kill here on wave 12. And this is without any like insanely broken hunting trophy starts or anything. Again, really just showing the value that the Doctor is able to have. Not to mention, we have that awesome regen helping us heal up nice and fast, like with a little bit of harvesting, as we're at 81, in order to keep things spicy and going and keep us getting some more materials, so we can keep buying more cool stuff in order to maximize our killing power. But like I said, that Butcher came in and we said, I'm sorry, we like your hat. It doesn't matter to me. I'm putting you on the table. We're chopping you up, right? Like, we got our scissors. We're putting you down, putting you in your bindings. We're doing some operating. Like, we're going in. This surgery, you know, this is invasive surgery, right? And you're the patient. So that was a lot of fun to see. As we're feeling pretty good here on wave 12, wrapping things up. No robot for us. No Scar either. And we keep getting offered decent armor upgrades, but like, I don't really love armor on this character. I will go ahead and aggressively upgrade these scissors, even though they are not necessarily an item that needs to be upgraded quite as aggressively. And I will take that dodge primarily. Happy to lose armor. Again, the key thing about Doctor is all armor modifications are reduced by 50%. So it takes us twice as much armor to get higher armor. That penalty is actually reduced. As you'll see, that only drops us to 6, meaning one more armor will actually get us back up to 7. And I do think that 25% damage is quite worth it. We'll go ahead and take another bowler hat here as well. Somewhat tempted by the blood leash, but we have enough HP regen, so I'll do one more reroll, and I will go ahead and take that exoskeleton for some speed, crit chance, as well as armor. Anyway, we're really pulling this together. As you can see, our health instantly heals, as again, that 25 HP regen is doubled. You can see here on the tooltip, you regenerate 2 HP every 0.43 seconds instead of 1 HP, again, showing Doctor's lovely bonus with that HP regen. So for now, the goal is to really just get these scissors upgrade, and of course assemble all the offensive firepower we can for our wave 15 elite, which is being put on notice. You know what? I'm taking a little bit of damage but I do not care, as I will just heal it back up with my lovely healing ability, as we are turning the alien world of Brotato into a hospital, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Does Brotato have hospitals? Presumably so, because we have a doctor. Although I suppose if these potatoes are all crash landing on an island like they are in Risk of Rain, maybe they are just like colonists or something. I don't really know. The Brotato lore is a little bit lacking, and so I am excited to read the Brotato novella that's going to be releasing next week. No, there is not actually a Brotato novella that is releasing, but there was. I would definitely consider reading it, although I probably would be too lazy and not end up buying it. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Do love another ritual as well. Let's keep getting that melee damage up, as well as grab the exoskeleton. And I'm happy to buy another glass cannon. Again, you can see only reducing our armor by 2, but really putting our percent damage up at an impressive 87, which I think is quite good. And here we go. Really like community support. You'll see that will only drop our armor by 1 because of HP modifications being reduced with 45 range. I don't really think we need the Gummy Berserker, but that community support is really going to help, as I do like more attack speed. And as I've said in the past, I do think characters with their melee just benefit a little bit more from community support, although I do think it is very, very good on essentially every character. It is up there with best item in the game. But melee characters tend to get overwhelmed a little bit more in terms of enemies on the map, and I do like the way community support is sort of like a reverse scaling item, in the sense the more clear the map is, the worse it is. But on melee characters, if it does let the map get nice and full, you know, it gives us a good way to kind of get that map clear again. So I am very, very happy with the community support, both for that reason and for the fact it will help us quite a bit in killing those elites, which is obviously part of the goal here, is we don't like leaving elites alive when we're playing Doctor. We want to take them out, and take them out with extreme prejudice. So that's all right. I took some damage. That's okay. I'll heal back up. I got double HP regen. I don't really care, but I'll do my best to take out these junkers, or junkies, I think, which are these enemy types that do spawn these projectiles. But I'm taking some damage, but I don't really care because I have so much HP regen. I will just heal it right back up as we attempt to clear this wave. Here, love another gentle alien. Give me all the enemies on the map. Dodge is tempting, but I want more melee damage, and I want even more melee damage. So give me that mastery. We'll go ahead and keep upgrading these scissors. I guess I'll take a Blood Leech, although it feels like our defense is good enough. I'll go ahead and take that here as we head into a Wave 15 Elite. I do feel quite confident in it. We are fighting the Rhino, which is probably the easiest elite, even though this particular character may struggle a little bit more with it. Again, I do think the Rhino can be a little bit more difficult if you don't have a great amount of range, as it is somewhat easy to dodge, but you know, it just can be a little bit more challenging if you don't have great range. That said, we're able to take that Rhino out without any issues, as we can see all that melee damage really starting to give us some good damage. That said, we are on the Wave 15 Elite, so we do want to be careful to not be overwhelmed with projectiles, but I assure you we will go ahead and prosper here. Taking a little bit of damage, but that is okay. We'll go ahead and actually play somewhat safely there and go ahead and circle around and clear the map. But feeling very, very good about where this is headed, as we're able to take that elite out really with no issue. And we actually again have 6 armor, which is pretty darn good, and more than I actually normally have on Doctor. Just, we've been getting a lot of good armor upgrades this run, as well as some items like that exoskeleton, just giving us a huge chunk of armor, even if we have taken some things like community support, as well as a glass cannon. I do think the offense is worth it. Now again, took a little bit of damage there, but hey, I just backed off and let the HP regen get to work. So feeling pretty good about this. Do love a lucky coin. Anyway, a 4-4 crit, and that one armor is half, so you can see it only drop us down to 5. And do love a wheat as well, and I guess we'll take some more attack speed. Go ahead and keep upgrading our scissors aggressively, and go ahead and grab a claw tree as well. With 36 speed, love a power generator. Also do like a wings as well. Don't really need any of these. Our speed is sufficient at this point at 46. Although that power generator is going to give us a whole heck of a lot of damage. Is our scissors here are critting for 336. What a powerful set of scissors. Gilded scissors here. Our Doctor has graduated, and he's gotten his master scissors and is putting them to extreme prejudice here, as I feel very, very good here on Wave 16, as our Doctor demolishes things and will only get stronger from here as we do our best to outfit this Doctor so we can go ahead and annihilate our very next elite. That's right, took a little bit of damage, but it's okay. I got insane amounts of HP regen. It's gonna heal me up. That said, I do think Doctor's played just a little bit safer with a little bit more HP, so there's more sort of room for the HP regen to work. So if I'm able to, I will go ahead and let that recharge here, as we will circle around here on Wave 16. Nary a care in the world is our Doctor. As well, you know, definitely has their PhD at this point. Not only that, they're working at like a good hospital, right? Like they're competitive. Like they're not working at like a random community hospital, right? This Doctor's at like Johns Hopkins or something like that. For free, sure, take a medical turret. No pumpkin for us. We'll go ahead and keep cranking that melee damage. We'll take an insanity. You know, Schmoop, not I'm gonna normally take, but sure, here, I'll take it for the HP regen, even though I don't know if that's absolutely necessary. The plant, again, we have enough HP regen. We don't really need the cute monkey. With 75 range, I actually do like a Cyclops Worm, and we'll go ahead and aggressively upgrade our scissors here as we are well ahead there. And again, go ahead and take another community support because why the heck not? We do have an elite coming up on wave 18 that we will absolutely demolish. At least that's my hope and my belief. I think we will do that here today. As that community support will give us even more attack speed from the enemies on the map, making it even easier for us to take those elites and bosses out with even more ruthless doctorial efficiency. How did you like that sentence? I thought it was a pretty good one myself. Already up to a whopping 27 HP regen, which is of course doubled with Doctor's effects, giving us 2 HP regen per tick instead of 1, meaning our Doctor is ready to heal. Who cares if we take a little bit of damage? We're just going to heal it right on up. Showing how powerful the Doctor can be, even if we don't have, like again, hunting trophies or early crowns or things like that. Wave 17, feeling nice and strong here. We'll go ahead and zip on through wave 17 as we wrap this one up here without too much of a trouble. And again, I'm really excited to see how we do on the bosses here today. You and me, maybe the 3 of us, because there may be somebody watching over your shoulder. Sure, I'll take a helmet. And hey, you know what? We're going to get waves 18, 19. Solid. Happy with Magical Leaf. We'll go ahead and take a bit of crit as well. Really do like that other community support. And again, with 63 range, I do not mind a little muscly dude. And actually really do like that Giant's Belt, which will help us quite a bit against the bosses. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. That said, we are fighting the Monk Elite, which we may have enough damage. You can see we're able to get that Elite into wave sort of phase 2 with them only spawning 1 set of eggs. It is very, very possible to get deal enough damage in that elite where you're able to get it out of phase 1 where it spawns the eggs that spawn slashers. You can essentially burst that elite down to the point where it is unable to spawn any eggs. That said, we were able to burst that elite down, that Monk Elite, before it spawned its second set of eggs, just really showing how well we are doing here. So I'm very, very happy to kind of put this one together. And we do have that Giant's Belt lurking around the corner, which I think will help us quite a bit against the bosses. Even if it does come a little late for us to help in the normal elites, that will help us quite a bit. Although, because we have locked a Giant's Belt, we will not be able to find a Giant's Belt from the crate, but that is okay. And again, we do have that Magical Leaf, which will give us, again, 6 HP, as well as 2 more HP regen. Not really bad. Not a bad thing, truthfully. Not a bad amount of stats here. Taking a little bit of damage, but hey, as okay. I do not care. I'm feeling quite good about things. Wave 18, no explosive turret for us. Sure, I'll take a metal plate. And okay, at this point, this is only going to be 3 max HP, but I guess I'll take it. And we'll go ahead and keep cranking that melee damage up. Really do like another gentle alien, even this late in the game. We'll go take a Giant Belt. With 48 range, I think we are more than okay. Don't really need any of this. Truthfully, our offense is good enough. Somewhat tempted by handcuffs. I don't think it's quite worth it. We'll go ahead and we'll take the 8 melee damage. I think our HP is plenty. Really happy with a pair of scissors here. We'll go ahead and take a little bit more crit as well. All right, let's go ahead and fire off wave 18. Look how fast our HP regens. No problems in the world. And we even got our little medical turret there doing its very, very best to heal us. Although it is more there as just a lovely fan of ours, as we do not need that medical turret. And again, while I would have liked a little bit more HP, I'm not going to pass up that handcuffs for that extra 8 melee damage, even if handcuffs is a more efficient item on ranged characters. That extra 8 melee damage will just give us a little bit more punches. We're at a really nice 86 melee damage here. Holy smokes, that's quite a bit for this here. As we wrap up wave 19, heading into the bosses, I'll quickly shill if you do not mind. My name is Sean. I run a channel here called Sean's Here, which is play on my name Sean as well as the gaming term S tier. I'm still quite new to YouTube, so if you would not mind hitting that subscribe button, I would be ever so grateful. And I personally will show up and cure your next failed Brotato run as I descend from the heavens like Mercy in Overwatch and heal you up at the most inopportune time. Am I actually able to do that? I don't know. We'll have to see and find out as we wrap up here at wave 19. And not a care in the world with 826 materials. At this point, sure, we'll take a fin. I do think it is relatively decent with our power generator as well as a triceps. Looking for something a little more impactful than the energy bracelet, and I do like the sunglasses. Can crit up all the way to 76, and we'll take a little bit of melee damage for the road. No upgrades for us, but we'll take that insanity. I think we have enough HP, so we don't need the alien worm. I will take the glass cannon, and we'll do one more reroll. Don't really see much, so at this point, sure, I'll take a plant. I think we're in a really good spot here to absolutely dumpster these bosses. We'll go ahead and take, oh my gosh, look at that. Giant Spelt coming in hot here. First elite taken out in 5 seconds. Oh Lord, we coming. Looks like we're gonna get a 10-second double boss kill. Would you look at that? That, my friends, is smoking the bosses. Yep, we're here. We did some operating surgery, and you bet it was extra invasive on those aliens. Didn't stand a chance. Really fun run there. Really stomped things down. 25 stats for Magic Leaf, 35 HP regen, as well as a whopping 88 melee damage. Anyway, that was a ton of fun. Absolutely demolished that. And as always, thank you for watching.